Good morning, good afternoon. This is John from TG Texas. We're doing some more of our burn month here with modern Rakdos burn on this particular stream. This is a list we played, what's it been? A couple weeks ago now. Wanted to go back and revisit the Rakdos list without messing with anything. Particular attention I want to play to is Destructive Revelry and Surgical Extractions. Last time out with the Boros list, we played Cinder Vines, and it was quite impressive. And last time we played the Rakdos list, I was very impressed with Surgical Extraction against particularly the Dredge matchup, being able to basically play a 0-mana hate card that our opponent couldn't interact with was pretty nice. So we're going to try those out without messing with the Rakdos list again. Pay close attention to light up the stage, see how that performs. What's up, War Dog? How you doing? But let's go ahead and get rolling in the league. So, haven't been streaming quite as much as I want. Last week, I kind of made a... This isn't how Rakdos usually works. How does Rakdos usually work? Live on Monday morning. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Oh, no. I'm playing the only Rakdos list that's had a result in the last several weeks on MTG Goldfish. So we're not busting out the Foz version of Rakdos this morning. We're just kind of doing the straight up Rakdos. I hate my life because I have 2 Shard Volleys in my deck. I believe I've played against this opponent before, but I don't remember what they're on. I recognize the name. Burnmere, maybe? If I get got by a bolt, then I get got by a bolt. By the way, I think most of you guys are already signed up for it, but we have a new, looks like Death Shadow, perhaps. Yeah, I think that's what I recognize him from, or it could just be straight up Grixis. We'll find out in a minute. But we do have a new Discord server going on. I'm about to get Collective Brutality in the main deck. Nope, just Dismember. Alright. Cast You'll light up the stage. Just kind of gotta let this happen, unfortunately. Yeah, I think Forked Bolt would have been preferential over some of the other nonsense going on. It doesn't matter what we draw here. Alright, nice to get on the board game one against Death Shadow. Unfortunately, this build has like nothing out of the sideboard against Death Shadow I want, other than maybe Eidolon, I guess. I guess Surgical theoretically wouldn't be terrible, but this deck definitely does not have like fatal pushes or anything of that ilk. So it's just to clean the swap and try to burn them out, I guess. Yeah, I think Fork Bolt could definitely be. Wow. It's a mulligan. Sand's better, but obviously not fantastic against what their deck has going on. See if they're bobbling us or if they're bobbling themselves. Yep, they target themselves, do the scry trick. Probably lose Bolt here would be my guess. So now that I have the awkward positioning of I don't want to get got by a random Stubborn Denial here, I think I just have to pass. It's possible they don't even have a Stubborn Denial, but really don't want to run light up the stage into a Stubborn Denial if we can avoid it. So it's quite likely if they have a threat, it's either Snapcaster Mage or... Yep, definitely looks like a Snapcaster Mage kind of hand. Or am I about to get K commanded here? But because they use the... Well, they've looked at over 20 cards, so there's no way they don't have a threat, right? Still, once again, they could very easily have Stubborn Denial. So don't want to play into it unless I absolutely have to. So force them, if they have like a Snapcaster Mage or something, to play the Snapcaster Mage. Okay, they just have a Braid apparently. Bolt them because we have to. Put them to 5. Wow, they just have nothing. Well, we know they have Fatal Push, so we're not going to actually push in here, so to speak. Not giving them the free scry, so to speak. Yeah, definitely should have shaved some shard volleys for something else. Just don't seem the best best in the world at what they do. I think like 2 shard volley, 2 forked bolt maybe. Since this deck operates so much at sorcery speed anyway. How's everyone doing this morning? Hope everyone's having a good day out there. Doing our first stream since, what was the last live stream we did? Was that last Wednesday? Huh. I'd actually have to look. Yeah. Well, the list we're running was the only list that, do we keep this hand? I think we keep this hand, but this could get ugly. Hand just got infinitely better unless we're up against merfolk. If we're up against fish, this could get a little rough, but other than that, I think this hand's good against most island go decks. Well, see, the problem with running 4 copies of volley is the fact that if you get 2 in your opening hand, at least one of them's a mulligan. So alright, looks like some style of control deck. Maybe it's that goofy mono blue control deck. I have no idea what's going on here. Yep, we're up against mono blue garbage. The new Narset. I don't remember what the new Narset does. Oh, right. Gotcha. Yeah, that is kind of a bad combo, isn't it? Oh, I'm sure it's decent. It's just, uh, I have no idea what I'm supposed to bring in here. I guess we want Eidolons. Oh, the goofy, are we talking about two different decks here, Tyler? We're talking about the, Allosaurus Rider combo deck. Yeah, that's a whole different ball game. Um, yeah, that's what I was like. I think we're switching gears here. Well, I'm waiting to see if they have anything besides the, I don't think it's necessarily consistency that's the problem. Brand has never been particularly consistent, but it's still a deck people have to pay attention to. Alright. I think it definitely warrants a look at. Anything that consistently kills on turn 2 should probably not be in the format. So this feels like a terrible matchup for any type of mono blue nonsensical deck. I mean, I can look into playing the biogenic, not the biogenic use, the Brand deck sometime later this month, but we'll see how that goes. Sounds pretty reasonable. And we're even on the play. Cool. So I've had to laugh because last week I played a lot of Paper Magic for the first time in a while. I played think three. I played Tuesday Night Modern, Thursday Night Standard, Friday Night Standard, or Friday Night Modern. So, whole combo nonsense. Spoken like a true control player. Alright, so we need to get our opponent dead. Gotcha. We talked to the one person that was playing the deck against us last time out, and they said they've probably won about 60% of their matches, which is less than his Tron decks had been doing. So I ended up going 2-1 at both modern events, and then 2-0-1 in the standard event. As far as the modern event, we have a gentleman who seems to like to play decks that vertently or inadvertently hate against burn. He had a he has a mono white prison deck. He owns yeah, he owns a mono white prison deck, a mono white Eldrazian Taxes list in which he had Chalice on 1 and Chalice on 2 in a couple different games. And then he also owns Pox. So, well, that's if they decide to make that a permanent thing. You know, the Wizards hasn't said one way or the other if they're making the rule permanent. So, I think, despite the initial worry for the new rule, it actually proved like it wasn't all that bad. Wow, Space Marine. I mean, it's whatever. You know, people like to play offbeat things in Modern. It's what makes Modern fun sometimes. Oh, Pox. You really hate Pox. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a deck that people can beat it once they know about it, but it's definitely a surprise factor deck. Well, as long as they don't have turn 3 Wormcoil Engine, this hand should be sufficient. We're gonna have turn 3 Tron. That's gonna be rough to beat. Depends on what their payoff is, I guess. Oh, well, they might have a swag tusk. Depends on if they have a... No play, huh? I'm sorry, I have to take a screenshot of this. This is absurd. Oh, man. Oh, Space Marine. Answer to your question a couple of weeks ago. $100. Keeping in mind that in June I'm going to be playing Esper most of the month, so... But that is the answer to your question. You asked how much it would take for me to play a month of Blue Light Control. Do you remember that question? You know, like we're doing Burn Month right now, and someone wants me to do Esper Control next month. So, first month open is July. And don't worry, guys, I'll still be doing burn stuff throughout. It's just the... Well, that's because we started off with burn, and that's what the channel mostly is anyway. But, be doing the deep dive on Esper next month, so that'll be interesting. Wow, this is a hand. I don't... Do we keep this hand? Let me go ahead and save this. Is this a keep or is this a mull? This is one of those hands that I think we need burn every month. I'm gonna keep, but this could go sideways real quick. Burn mirror? Confirmed. Burn mirror. Sure. Oh, it actually beeped bleeps out 8 rack on Magic Online because people use rack as a slang term for cleavage, obviously. So it actually blanks it out on Magic Online. It's kind of hilarious. I don't think they're ever going to unleash him to Torak on Modern. So even if they have Helix here, they're dead. Alright, so I'm not bringing an Eidolon. I absolutely loathe that card in the mirror match. So... cut the 2 Grims for 2 Searing Bloods and call it a day. Really wish we had Fatal Push in our sideboard here. Wow, Space Marine. You do know Discord's gonna bleep you out, dude. I may have to make a NSFW channel just for Space Marine to be able to vent. You're gonna have a lot of bleep texts on Discord, dude. But as far as the channel, guys, I am still going to be doing quite a bit of Modern over the coming months. I'm just going to be, like, the deep dive we're doing with, like, the sideboard stuff, the breakdown of using spells and such, that's going to be more, wow. They're leaving? That's pretty ballsy. You'll still get your points across. But yeah, don't forget, everybody, check out the Discord server. The link is down below here in the chat. Wow, our opponent's just going straight face. I can't say I disagree with their strategy, but leaving a Goblin God in play seems pretty like a good way to die. Turbo. Oh, God. I didn't specify no various decks, didn't I? Ay, 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 ay. Oh, dear. We know one of their cards in hand is a Bolt. Yep, that's gonna happen. Yeah, they were dead otherwise, huh? Helix is mildly annoying. Alright, so we're not dead next turn. We know they're drawing Helix. And sure. They're kind of terrible. Hey, if If the man wants to see his deck played for a month and he's got the cash, we'll see his deck played for a month. And obviously he's not going to be willing to put up the money if it's completely terrible, Space Marine. Just keeping in mind, Tyler, it wouldn't be until July. I've already had somebody pay that's paying for June to see Esper, regular Esper control. So, keep that in mind. I'm just being as high on the up and up as I can. It's going to be close. I think the fastest league we've done so far is like 56 minutes. So it all depends on how long our last match lasts. Because there's usually at least one match that goes usually at least one match that goes goofy and we end up with a longer thing on our hands. Pretty easy mulligan, unfortunately. One match in 45 minutes. One of random stomping ground kind of coming back to bite us a little bit. Yep, definitely want to land on top. Am I about to get... Oh, sugar snap. Well... Guess what deck we're playing again? We might get turned one. We're playing against the Neoform deck. Well, that's the plan, but we don't have a ton of burn in our hand. Plus, they do run four Nourishing Shoals, so it's not like we have the easiest time in the world against them. But at least it'll be a fast. Oh, we're gonna try to do it, man. We don't have any skull cracks, dude. I wish. Ain't no skull cracks in this list, and I think we're dead this turn. Anytime they gristle Dad away. We'll probably get some style of toy. We'll see what it is. Yes, I know I can't sing. I've accepted that fact of life. So we want to bring in Revelries, and we want to bring in... at least one Smash to have an out against... because they have both... depending on their build of the deck, they could have both Leyline and Chalice in their deck. Just absurdly stupid on top of everything else. But, yeah, we're definitely on track for pretty close. We got 15 minutes to finish this match to be the fastest league we've done up to this point, I think. This hand is pretty terrible, but I think we still have to keep it. We have our out to Leyline and Chalice. It's something we can definitely try, Matthias. I'm still getting around to trying other cards right now, so that's the one crazy thing. Like, we've been doing Burn for how long on the channel, and still a lot of things that could be going on. Yeah, for those of you that say this deck doesn't need banned, I think it does. Destroy target artifact. What? Why would you bring in... I have no idea. Why would you bring in Dissenter's Deliverance against... I don't think the deck can afford to play Serum Powder. It's got a lot of moving pieces to it. Our opponent's playing a slightly different build. I don't think most of the versions we're playing, I don't think that'd be a card they'd care about. I mean, the hand's fine as long as they're sitting here doing absolutely nothing. Yep, there's the Chalice that we figured they had. Alright, Tyler, don't have too much fun, man. Damn, Uncle Sam and his bills. next turn's going to be a little bit awkward with the mana and Skewer the Critics, but, you know, c'est la vie. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning. It's going to be a fairly quick league the way this is rolling, considering this is the last match of the league. If you're new to the channel, please consider giving us a follow on Twitch or subscribing here on YouTube. We're streaming across both services. Yeah, that's whatever. Chalice is annoying. But you're dead through a chalice, my friend. So, Merry Christmas. And then they're going to have a Nourishing Shoal and we're going to hate our lives, right? Nope. They actually died. Cool. What's up, Ricardo? How you doing today? I think we want to bring in the additional smash. Go down. The skewers, maybe. Just want as many outs to chalices as possible. Sand is great as long as we don't get chaliced. I'm doing well, We're 4-0 in this league so far. Chance to go 5-0 against the new boogeyman of the format. I'm going to get chaliced on one and hate my life. Looks like it. Yep. Alright, Anamorphose is not necessarily terrible. Well, Neonate combo, Death Shadow, or GDS, Tron, Mono Blue, some type of nonsense, and what was last round? I don't even remember. Well, I mean, we do have 5 outs in our deck to the card, so, I mean, what else can we really do here? It's more outs than I have in most of my burn decks, so this is one of the risks of playing the Rakdos version of the list. You're exceptionally vulnerable to... Okay. Still don't understand why Dissenter's Deliverance is in their deck, but... you know, whatever. They have Leyline to boot, which we kind of knew about. Gotta play out the land anyway. I mean, we draw a smash, we draw a... Good golly almighty. Alright, I mean... Noxious Revival, probably not good news for us. So that means they can get Nourishing Shoal back, which we know will at minimum net them 7 life. We just netted them 2 lands. Sold up Shard Volley as a maybe get you card. We actually might be able to win through a Gristlebrand here. If they have Nourishing Shoal, we're dead. If they don't, we can beat a Gristlebrand. And they can only draw to the 4 Allosaurus Rider because Summoner's Pact's a dead draw. Because they're dead to Summoner's Pact. Because they can't pay for it. That's why I'm surprised they didn't Noxious Revival back. Or they could have drawn both Gristlebrands, I guess. I don't know that it's solid because it has like 8 of each combo piece, but it's Did you get the job at Arby's, by the way? Well, I hope you get the job at PetSmart, man. Two, 4, 6, 7. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're at least working, man. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Still not worth it. We still need the out of being able to get around a Gristle brand. It's the island they drew off the Goblin God triggers here. Woo! 5-0 league. That was pretty sweet. Thought process on the list. I like having 5 outs to that kind of nonsense. Chalices especially. So that was kind of nice. I think 2 of these shard volleys need switched out for something else, whether it be forked bolt, whether it be any other spell, basically. Not a huge fan of 4 copies of shard volley. I think 2 of's fine. Lavamancers are good. The rest of the deck's pretty standard. Rakdos Pharaoh than some people like the card Vexing Devil and Claim to Fame, and they're a little bit more spicier lists. But I'm kind of digging the Eidolons in the sideboard and such. So, you and that cards, War Dog, man. Wouldn't Sovereign's Bite just be better than Gonti's Machinations and easier to cast anyway? So, anywho, want to thank everybody for hanging out this morning. Wanted to do a quick Rakdos stream today. I'll probably be back this afternoon with some standard stuff, see if I can get the Chandras ready for some content for standard burn. As always, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing or giving us a follow over on Twitch. If you're on our YouTube channel or if you're currently on Twitch, please feel free to check out our YouTube channel. The link is down below. I have a Discord that I've just recently set up, so for everyone on the channel can chat and interact off chat hours, because I know sometimes I don't stream enough for everybody to interact as much as they want to, and it's probably just an easier way to have discussions about stuff. What's up, Foz? Lurking as always, I see. But I'm going to be doing a lot of different things up there, so feel free to follow the Discord. And beyond that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and it's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys this morning. This has been John for MTG Nexus. Everybody have a great day.